Um, Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. Hang on for a second. There, it's coming up. We only have a short slot today, only about 10 minutes, so we'll keep it very much to the point. But before I start to giving you an idea of how digital might become more human, I would like to introduce the company I'm representing today and give you an idea of what we actually do. Psyware, as a speech analytics startup, quite fast growing, started up 3.5 years ago. Meanwhile, we acquired a high 7-digit amount of capital from quite well-known investors all over Germany. And with this capital, we actually enabled ourselves to create a team out of specialists in data science, psychology, linguistics, and IT. With this outstanding team, we created the technology that we call Psyware. And this speech analytics tool actually convinced quite a few, even globally acting customers these days. So what does the technology actually do? Well, the way we understand speech analytics is that we take all kinds of spoken or written communication, analyze this information with our algorithms, and extract or detect specific psychological information with very high validity and reliability. So we can, for instance, identify traits, characteristics, and person's perspective. So that's quite interesting. But what does that have to do with how digital can become more human? Well, the digital world today, and I'm definitely not referring to social media, video, and photo platforms, but all the interactions that are taking place on a B2C level, so everywhere where customers are interacting with companies, we're quite focusing on tech and consumption-orientated aspects. So this world is quite inhuman and soulless. Companies know everything about their customers on their platform. So often they visit, how often they come back before they buy, what their IP address is, with which card they are paying, what price they might are even willing to pay. But what they don't know is anything about the person who is actually making the buying decision. So that's why we're asking, what if we could change this? And what if we could actually make this a bit more human? What if it would be possible by digitalization to actually give a new perspective on the people behind all these numbers that are already stored in the data warehouses of platforms all over the world? Basically everywhere where e-commerce and other exchange complaints management are actually taking place. What if we could add to these data warehouses and the already existing algorithms knowledge about human traits, characteristics, and actually the perspectives and what really satisfies customers? So that's the idea that kept us going and inspires us, which is why we developed the technology called Psyware. Psyware as a speech analytics tool is the sole purpose of the company that we are running. The name Psyware consists of 2 words. The first being precise or precision out of the English term, that obviously everyone knows, but the other one, the Latin expression praescire, for looking deeply into something, looking ahead. So the combination of both is our mission and at the same time our ambition. That's what keeps us going. So our purpose is to decode speech to enable better decisions at our customers in different business cases and topics. So what does that mean in particular, and what does speech analytics mean for us? The way the world normally looks at language and speech differs quite significantly from the way we see speech. We see it as an unstructured information base with quite a lot of aspects to consider. Well, we have a lot of words, we have contexts, we have tonalities, we have frequencies, a huge database that can be discovered. So that's what we have done on the basis of a very large study, actually the largest study with the combination of psychometric data and speech data. We have indicated specific structures in the language of people. We have disassembled these bricks, and when looking deeply into these speech information bricks, we can actually say that we are focusing on 6 areas. Altogether, we are looking at more than 500,000 of these bricks, so these are just the main topics that we are addressing. Let me give you some examples. The most common one and the most easy one, accumulating to about 5% of our technology, are sentiments. So the positivity and negativity that lies in specific words, phrases, and parts of sentences. But we're also looking at semantic indications, so the meaning and importance of specific sentences and words, sometimes even the valences in specific contexts. Looking at the other side, because it's a bit more obvious, obviously this can also only be analyzed if we have an audio file and not relevant in written communication. We're looking at audio prosodic information. So that is all the tonalities and frequencies that lie within our speech. Let me make it a bit more practical and give you an idea of what we're looking at here. A good example, specifically in this situation I am in right now, is perturbation. So specific ranges of perturbation indicate whether my voice box flickers in a specific way, indicating whether I'm nervous or not in a specific situation. Combined with other bricks in our algorithm, we can even indicate whether a person is curious about a certain situation, also looking at specific ranges of perturbation. So this is only one measure that we are looking at. Moving forward, we have psychological categories, syntax informations, and other specific text patterns. I can only name one example due to the time, but if I would have to choose one, definitely n-grams. So n-grams are combinations of words, 2, 3, 4, or 5 words, which only make sense together in a specific way, but also have a meaning alone. A good example for a bigram, so 2 words combined together, is not bad. So why are people saying not bad when they could rather say and even mean good? So why use 2 negative words when you're actually trying to express something positive? That's a very simple example, but quite good explaining what we are looking at and what we are considering with our algorithms and our technology. I have to swap that again. So just a short recap. On the basis of the largest study of psychometric data combined with speech, we have actually created a smart data set that could potentially be integrated into the data warehouse of the platforms and B2C e-commerce traders that I've mentioned before. So actually adding all this information on the actual buyer and the buying decision, satisfaction and motivation to all the factors that we already have to improve all there is to the buying process and obviously add value. What we want to create, and that's quite an important point, is not just the technology. We actually want to create a whole new era of customer relationship. We really want to push onto this and try to implement this even further in all kinds of areas. This is actually applicable to all platforms out there, so because everyone is interacting with humans. So the main claim is we bring back the old days with cutting-edge technology. If you remember 50 years ago, or even maybe less, no one was buying in online platforms, but actually in stores, small corner stores, and traders knew their customers by heart. They knew what satisfies customers, what they're really after, and could thus really tailor the demand or the supply for their customers. So that's what we want to give back, and at the same time, obviously still work on platforms that have, obviously, their benefits, being faster, more efficient, scalable, but still adding this human aspect again. So we want to give back an understanding of customers. We want to enable our customers to speak the same language, enable companies, obviously. We want to meet individual needs, satisfy and truly add value. We are convinced that by doing this, you could actually, on platforms worldwide, significantly increase revenues due to the fact that just satisfaction and understanding between the customer and company relationship definitely rise. So, very short to the point, as promised. If there were some information that you found interesting, if you want to find out more about the technology, how it really works, I'll be more than happy to get in touch and answer all these questions. Yeah, hope you found that interesting, and thank you very much.